Let's face it, as Nintendo fans, we are often left slightly disappointed and scratching our heads asking why. Where is our Super Mario Galaxy 3? Why isn't Metroid out yet? Bring back the Ice Climber seriously, and what were you thinking with the Virtual Boy? Well, sit back as Sean Capri and
Jason Lacey
do just that. That's right, this is If We Ran Nintendo. Now, cue the music, maestro.
Welcome back to another episode of If We Ran Nintendo, episode 104. I am Jason Lacey, and I am joined by the greatest co-hosts in every land, Sean Capri. Please tell me.
My microphone wasn't working, in fact, actually. So I'll tell you a secret for the people on the video now. I'm not wearing pants. It's an underwear episode. I'm overheating. It's man, goodness gracious. It's gonna be a night, man. I'm so hot and rosy. I just had Lincoln in the bath a second ago, and he's like splashing around. I'm like, it's okay. Let's all get splashed around. I need to cool down at some point. He was probably like, why is this bath so cold? I'm like, I'm hot. I just can't handle too much heat coming out of the bathtub, man. How are you? That's enough.
Hey,
that's me.
I need to share. Speaking of bath time, we had our first Code Brown.
Your first
yesterday.
one? What?
First Code Brown. Yep.
Oh, so man.
I joined the club.
Impressive.
Code Brown Club.
Impressive. Yep. It's like a weekly thing. Like that's why it's a Code Brown. That's why it's a thing.
It's like there was like the warning signs that my dad intuition was like, it's like spider sense tingling. And I was like, no, it's okay. We're fine. We're all fine here now. And then I was like, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake.
Oh no. Yeah, because they're getting big and real. They're becoming like human poops.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole different thing too when you see it there and not in the diaper. Yeah,
it's just kind of like floating around, but like still sort of keeping it shape. By the way, you're never gonna get this when Bobby was on the show. Bobby, no. It's not gonna happen. But now,
hey, this is a perfect time to mention this. The show publishes every week on Wednesday on iTunes and Google Play, but you can watch live on Monday nights at youtube.com/WeTheNerdy for more quality hot takes on life. Like
hot poops, hot takes on the hot poops.
Hashtag poop talk.
Thought I'd throw my t-shirt up, Kirby tonight. Everything else is packed. I'm getting ready to go on a trip, Jason. I'm going on a plane ride with the baby.
Oh man.
Maybe I'm not feeling so good. A little stressed about it.
I would be too. Because my son's already at that point where you can't just sit me somewhere. I gotta be into things, I gotta explore, I wanna walk, I wanna do all the things, and I'm gonna tell you by screaming really loud when I don't want to do something. So I can just imagine on a plane, I'd just be like, "Oh God, I don't want to." I
decided not to interrupt by drinking out of a straw tonight. I don't know what you guys think about this, but also you can probably hear the point was not so that you don't hear the ice mixing around in there, but that's kind of what's going on.
I just thought you really wanted to have a connection with me tonight, and you didn't want to break eye contact ever by visually breaking glances with a drink. So
here's the thing though, like I'm realizing I should, like, as much as I need to hydrate and have a drink while I podcast, like I'm very self-conscious of the way that it looks. I don't think anybody looks great drinking.
No,
like you look stupid. Like you're kind of like, get this over with quick, but like
unless you just go,
yeah, just make a mean face while you drink it, make a cool beer face, like you're really enjoying it angrily.
Yeah
man,
I think that's the secret.
Yeah, I'm not manly enough for that. It's not that I don't have the beer for that.
Well, as I drink my sparkling water with real squeezed fruit.
Yeah, well, Grouchie Serge wondered if you were tipsy. So the answer, I think, maybe not.
Nope. Not tonight. My alcohol consumption has gone way down.
Oh man, just in time for me to want it. Yeah, that was awesome.
I'm responsible now.
Dang it, man.
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to also be responsible. You can go ahead and sip your. Did you ever take your friends with you? If you ever shared your soda or your pop can with somebody, and they took a sip and they'd leave all the leftovers, and they'd be like, "Take your friends." That's what my friends always said. Take your friends.
I feel like I'm the new Kermit meme because I'm just sitting here.
That's none of my business.
Sipping. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for once again participating in the show and I'm not sure what the word is. You're under contract. You're here. You're, I don't know, man. Fulfilling your contract. That's the word I'm dancing around.
I knew what I was getting into.
Every week.
Every week.
Well,
each and every week.
Each and every week. I'm sorry, Donnie. I don't know why I'm sorry. I just feel like a lot of shade's been thrown my way lately.
We'll get into that too, because we're going to start this episode, like, speaking of every week, we'll start this episode like we like to do every week and do some shout-outs.
Geek outs! Oh, guys, I saw Solo over the weekend, and it was really good. Everybody should see it.
I saw Solo over the weekend.
Oh, and I have to apologize to Nathan Thomas. He asked me to be on That's Entertaining, because, like, finally I've seen a movie that he would actually want to talk about on the show, and it just... I couldn't cram it in, man. I just couldn't. Like, I can barely even make this show work, but we're obligated.
He asked me to.
Did he ask you? You went on? Yeah.
No, I wasn't at home, so I couldn't podcast.
Oh, no,
and I also didn't think I was going to see the movie. And then that night I went at like 11 o'clock, and I was like super tired because I was up late.
I went free at 9 in the morning on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
It was
I didn't even know they show movies that early.
They don't normally. I don't know. There was some sort of company thing that a colleague of mine got invited to. She's like, I've got a couple extra tickets if you want to go. So I went with my dad. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Everybody should go watch it instead of just celebrating the fact that it bombed this weekend.
Yeah, I feel like I will own up to it too. Quick aside, this isn't Nintendo. Todd Extra. Todd.
Oh, just okay. Yep, just calm.
We'll steer it back around. Just have faith.
It's the only reason he listens to the show is the weekly mention.
There's so much shade about this movie, and I admit when I first announced, like, well, it's not Harrison Ford. I don't want this. And then I was so mad about it. And then I saw the trailer. I was like, okay. Saw the second trailer. I was like, all right. And then finally I was like, you know what? Why it's stupid to be all angry about stuff. Let's just go watch it. And I really liked it. So,
dude, this is the one thing I'll say about it, and then we'll move on. I found myself 45 minutes into the movie, and I'm like, they haven't really screwed up yet. In my mind, I was enjoying myself. I was like 45 minutes in. I'm like, this is good. Don't screw it up. And you could sense like changes coming, or like a plot twist or something. Like every turn, every time they went to a new place or a new sequence started, I'm like, just don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. And then I feel like they never did. And that was my measure, was they feel like they didn't screw it up. Therefore, my favorite Star Wars movie of all time.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So, who is your geek shout out?
You know what we're gonna end up doing? Bobby can just suck a nut. This is gonna be both things. We're gonna have geek outs and shout outs from now on, I think, because I need to geek out every once in a while.
A zombie nut sucking. That's intriguing.
We share a shout out. So maybe I'll say this one second. I want to give a shout out to Eric Green, The Art of Bacon. We've probably all come across him. Anybody in the Married to the Games community has heard The Art of Bacon, Eric Green. And I want to give him a shout out because we chatted this weekend for an upcoming episode of We the Gamer Cast. And afterwards, we started talking about music. And he kind of got me into some sweet, speaking of geek out, some back into some good old fashioned heavy metal. A heavy metal riff even. So he sent me a couple of albums to check out, and I listened to it on the way to work this morning. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm ready to take on this mother effing Monday. I'm just angry with angry energy. Hooray! So thank you, man. And my second one is to a man who apparently I owe an apology to. I've wronged at some point.
He's got a feud with you now. It's like East Coast, West Coast.
But it's okay.
Like 90s rap going on.
It
makes me feel so valued.
Donnie and I have we've had our differences. But I think we've come to really, really, really quite love each other. And I'm so proud of Donnie. I think we're going to have a similar shot. Okay, I'm going to back up a second. On the Nintendo Shack this week, he told a story that may be one of my favorite stories on a podcast ever, where he met a developer, and he was doing the shy, I do a podcast. It's on PSVG, and it's called the Nintendo Shack. And he's like, the Nintendo Shack? And he's like, you're Donnie, like that is, and the way he told the story, it was so perfect, man. So, and I've been meaning to reach out to Donnie and say, like, that story was so great, but like, I often listen to podcasts on the road, like while I'm driving and stuff, when I'm not recording, and I can't pull over and tweet like, dear at playing Nintendo, hashtag ain't no G's in playing Nintendo. Great job on the thing. But honestly, like the video with Troy and Nolan and like the interview and then that story, it sounds like he had just an unbelievable time.
Yeah, I mean, for his first con, he like went all out. He just dominated. And from what like the stories that he told on the shack too about like how he was prepared and he had this and like nobody else was doing that, and they're it's just like it's crazy. I haven't had a chance to listen to the stuff yet because I want to watch the video, and I've been gone all weekend, so I forget today's Monday. I'm a day behind. Silly American holidays. Well, actually, this American holiday isn't silly. This is a very important American holiday. Let me back that up, but yes. So
it's a good holiday, man. It's very, very important. You should probably not tweet about the holiday and what it reflects and yourself all at the same time. I wouldn't do that, but what do I know? So the last thing I'll say about Donnie, I don't know if you have anything to add about him in your shout out. The one thing I'll say is that you can tell he's on a high right now. You can tell that like that things are clicking for him. He's excited about MomoCon. He's excited about all these things because like there's a new energy to him in the shows, and I love it. So high five, Donnie. Hi, wife.
Good idea.
Chelsea, we're live. Did you know that we're live at youtube.com/WeTheNerdy? Guys, Lincoln's officially sleeping. Chelsea's sleeping. I'm not sure. I'm totally not being discreet about this at all. Look at that kid.
Wrong camera.
What?
Try again.
What? This isn't working. Okay, bye.
Taking the dogs to your parents.
Okay, bye. The dogs are leaving to my parents' house.
Oh, bye, dogs.
David says hi. Hi, guys.
Yeah, I had Donnie as the same shout out because he was feeling left out. You know, I had those tweets about you and me being my new best friends, and Donnie was like in the rain outside the window, slowly running his fingers down the glass.
No, he wasn't.
And he's like, "What happened to me, Jason? What happened to me?" And so he has this fake Twitter feud with Sean. How he hates Sean now because
should we just bring him in? Do I need to draft up another contract?
You might have to.
Because like
you might have to do it.
Man, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I really was. I've been having a lot of conversations with myself as I'm listening to the Nintendo Shack. So I should listen again because I can't talk to my own brain and listen to you guys all at the same time. But like listen to you three, you, Caro, and Donnie. I'm like, why didn't we just do that? Like, we could have just, like, we could have merged the Nintendo Shack into If We Ran the Nintendo Shack. I don't know,
all of a sudden,
man.
you're like, dude, I picked Jason. That was a bad choice.
Not at all. But I'm like, it's not that at all. It's I even said it on a couple. I can't remember. It was the last week or the week before, whatever it was. Like, if I were to put people in charge of or to host the Nintendo Power Podcast, it would be the hosts of the Nintendo Shack. So I don't know, man. I hope that, and this isn't me just saying just to like make up for the feud or whatever. Like, I genuinely feel this way. I genuinely feel bad. I genuinely feel like Donnie, just come on board, man. Next week, let's see here. I'm actually not out of town, so we're gonna have to figure something out. Jason and I were gonna talk about that later. It may not be live. It may not. Maybe the only change is that it's not live, but the podcast will still be up for Wednesday.
Okay.
So we'll see.
We'll figure it out. We'll do some magic behind the scenes stuff.
But no promises on if that will be a pants or pantsless podcast. I can't think that far ahead.
I like it.
It's too much.
I can go with that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Donnie, all the props on that, all the huge work he did at MomoCon, and then getting content out like as quickly as he did from that. And
That's
got
nuts.
A bunch. He's got more coming. So if you haven't checked out the PSVG feeds for that, it's video and he has audio variants of all these interviews and things and great stuff he did. So it's super awesome. And did you end up playing Mario Kart with him too? Last night?
No, man. I had to, like, last night I got, like, I think I said just before we started recording, I put up a couple weeks worth of We the Gamer Cast stuff, and I just had to, like, get ready for vacation. So it was either that or podcast.
I quit, and then I saw your name on there, and I was like, he mentioned you, or I remember it was a tweet or what. I was like, no, I could have played with Sean too.
No,
but
I didn't get to it.
That's sorry for maybe in the What You Playing?
Oh,
powered by Fluxipose?
Okay, go!
Shameless product placement.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna, if you could just send me a list of all the different sound effects that Lucas has on the board, I'll just sing them. I'll just voice them.
Oh
instead.
Yeah, we can totally do that.
Because I can't do a voice, like I don't have a soundboard. I don't voice meter banana, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know how to use it.
It doesn't work good though. You don't want to use it. I haven't played much, man, since last time we talked. I'm still playing Hyrule. I was gone. I had switched portable this over the weekend. I was playing Hyrule Warriors. I want to get to the adventure mode, and I got to finish the legendary mode first. And I swear, it's like the scenarios just don't stop. They just keep epilogue, and I'm just like,
that's a huge turnoff for me, man.
It's
a Dave Moore turnoff. Like, I'll never play this again. Yeah, hi, Dave.
I mean, I got to do the Wind Waker thing, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. That was really fun. And I was like, oh, I love Wind Waker. And then I'm so close now. I think I'm like finally on like one of the last ones, but playing that, and I actually hooked up my Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition.
Oh,
I was playing a little. What was I playing on there? My wife had to use my computer. She was typing stuff. My wife. So I was. What did I play? I don't even remember. That's how memorable it was.
You should.
I can't
you have a
remember.
good profile. I'm just getting like you turn to the side there. I'm like, look at the, like your haircut is just like spick and span, dude.
Well, here's the problem. You get the profile though, but it's like, wait, the forehead. Wait, that's still forehead. Oh, still forehead.
I don't know, man. You're rocking it. It looks good.
I figure I got it while I still have it. It's got to be there, you know.
It's nice.
It's gonna be gone soon. So
I had to throw a hat on today because Lincoln, like the bath was just a disaster, you guys. Like water's everywhere. The hair gets all curly. It turns into an afro. Actually, I look almost identical to Dev.
Oh,
Dev and Tyus, man. I look almost the same.
Man. Oh, super Punch Out. That's what I was playing.
Oh, nice. Oh, I hear that's a good game.
It's a good game. I was playing that, and then randomly, Donnie wanted to test again. Donnie Reese wanted to test his streaming setup before E3 kicks in because he's going to do some live stream reactions, stuff like that. So I wasn't doing the voice chat, but I think they had. I know Skinny Matt was there, Josh from PSVG, Karo was there, Heavy Metal Riff himself, Lucas was there, Donnie. We had I think they had 5 or 6 people video chatting on Discord. So he had that up in the corner, and then Donnie was streaming his gameplay, and apparently a lot of debauchery was going on in the chat. I saw
that. Yes,
things were getting wild on a Sunday night in Mario Kart land. But we had 9 people playing at one point, and I forgot how much of a blast that game can be, or how much of a horrible experience that game can be.
It's pretty much it's your first or your last. That's pretty much the way that it goes.
Yeah. Especially when you get that many human players in, because the items are just, I swear, every time a green shell bounces off the wall, it could be in front of you, and I was like, no, this is going to hit me somehow. And it never fails. It always does. And we were playing with some people, and like you said, someone will get up in front, and the item, the middle of the pack is just this cluster F of items and death and destruction. And
items and death.
Annihilating each other, and then the person in front just gets further and further ahead. It's fun though. We had I haven't played that. It was back when we did it in the MTTG days, when we used to have that Mario Kart Mondays that Donnie used to do a lot. It took me back to those days, but I can't believe we had as many people turn out as we did. It was a blast.
This is why Donnie and you guys should just take over this show, because you guys go let's play this game, and you just spin a wheel and go that's the one, and everybody just shows up. Mario Golf? Are you kidding?
Nintendo Land?
Yeah, Nintendo Land is next. That would be amazing.
Yeah, Mario Golf was playing that too.
Yeah, 4th place.
Every week.
I can't even remember what came up. Something important came up, and I had to put the game down, and I ran out of time. I jumped into this last tournament at the very end, and I just started to get the hang of it. I love the speed golf. Donnie, you got to start this up again.
Speed golf is fun.
It was great, man, because there's a strategy of you could just not aim your first shot some of the time. So you can actually, if you play the rounds enough, you can know which holes you can do that, which holes you got to make an adjustment on. It changes. Oh, man, I liked it a lot, dude. It is. Oh, I could go on and on about it. But Mario Golf.
It makes the things a little more even, though, too, because then it's a different type of skill. It's not just your skill with the shot and the timing. It kind of, I think everyone can compete on speed golf a little bit.
Also, don't get distracted by Twitter while you play, because sometimes it just loads up the next hole, and you're like, oh, snap, I've been on the clock. I just have to quit now.
Oh, look at this cat gif. Oh, no.
Yeah, that must be how you get a Tim Aulph time, 32 minutes or something that was on there. I was like, maybe that was an accident. I've only been playing Mario Golf, and I want to change that, Jason. I've been promising this for a long time. I don't know if this is the last week of every month or whatever the hell it's going to be. Before I get into this, I'll tease that a little bit. I'm going to get into something exciting. I missed the chat. Grrouchie, Serge, David, what's up? Mr. Ray, Dude427. Hi, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Warren, I hope you're doing well, man. I have something to send to you shortly after this, so we'll be in touch, my friend. It's just a link. I just need to send a little bit of information, but I hope you're well. Dude427, guys, thank you guys so much for showing up. Now, I don't like the fact that I keep meaning to like play something on my Switch and then I'm just not. So this is how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how well this is really gonna. You can actually see the reflection of Jason on here. I'm gonna go ahead and actually buy a game called Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. We're just gonna buy it right here live on the air. And actually, I should go through this again so that I can see which what information shows up, because I want to put this on the screen. Jason.
Yeah, you want to do it live. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my PayPal account. I'm gonna required amount only. I don't want to add additional funds. I'm gonna add those funds. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. $13.11.
You should get Disco Dodgeball.
I don't think so. Buy bad dudes. Okay, so here's the other. Okay, so this is purchase. I earned 63 points for my purchase. This cost me $13.11 Canadian. So by the next time we play, I will have played Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. You'll see that I fired up Battle Chef.
Oh,
last night. But I was so dead. Like, I was so tired, man. I really wanted to play more Battle Chef, and I couldn't remember like where I was in that game. There's like this weird thing in between levels that you wander around. There's like an RPG element. I just couldn't remember it. I'm also at the point where I might start that over. I'm a big believer, if you don't remember where you are, it's not the worst thing in the world to just start it over and just go, rather than struggle for an hour and a half, and then that's your whole night.
When time allows and scenario allows, you should do your first play on stream after the show.
Oh,
just throwing it out there.
Oh, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea.
Not every month will work, because it's like tonight probably you got to go on a trip tomorrow. So I don't know.
Yeah, but now people will see. Maybe we'll just. That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I hear it's only like 6 hours long, but I also suck at these games. I actually. So in future, I want to have it on the screen, but I want to give people a choice. I couldn't find an alternative that I was like kind of stoked for it. The other one maybe it would have been 9 Parchments. But I'm like, if I'm going to play that, I should just play Diablo.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be better with like multiplayer
and nobody's around to play it. Okay, well, I feel better then for just jumping on board with that one. Okay, Thank you for making me feel better. So that's a thing. I've been saying that forever. That actually just happened. I promise you. That just popped up on my screen. Just spent all my money. Now I can't buy lunch for the rest of the week.
Yeah, you're going to have to work for like a year now to afford to make that up. Sorry, Sean.
That's okay.
You can export some maple or something,
Maybe I'll sell some plasma.
Ooh, hey, we've had a good conversation on that too. You never know.
Yeah, I think I might start. That or Mullins. We'll see.
At first, I thought you said Milan. I was like, you're gonna be a female
Japanese princess.
Japanese princess. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can see it, but
for some reason, I think I might make more.
It goes back with the anime. It goes on with that whole anime character thing we were talking about last week.
I am slowly turning into an anime character.
Well,
either that or Rybos meet what?
Rybos. I was gonna say, did we make it to the fabled time, the Todd Extra time out for topics?
One of these days we should just run the whole hour. We should just go the whole time, and everybody's like, I don't know if they're gonna do their topics this week. Yes, let's.
I think we could have an off-topic show. We won't be announced as an off-topic show. You just throw it in there.
It's just an accidental one where we're like, we're not too stoked about the topics this week, so let's just talk nonsense for an hour.
I like it.
Sort out our weekend plans.
I know a few podcasts that just talk nonsense for hours. I mean,
me too.
I guess they're all right.
Yeah, just throw some music in the middle, and it's perfectly fine.
One talks nonsense for like 3 hours. I don't know how they get away with it. I mean, it's just,
you get a pretty storied and future Hall of Famer game developer on there. And I guess you just do whatever you want. Release one podcast a month. See if I care. Yeah. Have 2 brothers with different last names. Like, that makes sense.
Are they really brothers?
No.
Come on.
They don't even look the same.
No.
Dev and I look closer. Okay.
We have 2 great topics tonight for all of you. One, as always, submitted by those awesome people that support this show at patreon.com/makeusbetter. You can submit a topic for the show each week. And we have one that we pulled out of our magical Nintendo hat that we say, hey, let's do this topic. Sean, which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with our Patreon-powered topic, or
let's do yours first. Let's do the first one, and then we'll get to Tim Aulph has a great one, and I'm so grateful that people are popping in the Patreon with their ideas. I hope to continue that as much as freaking possible, man. Last week we got 2.
Sean and I are running out of ideas, so keep
That's
doing
not
that.
it. That's not. We got ideas. Well, we got people writing in. It's funny because we got people writing in, like the PlayStation Experience podcast is writing in saying maybe Nintendo should have taken the deal or shouldn't have taken the whatever, the Sony thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, Bobby and I did that with Justin Masson back on like episode 11 or something. So
yeah,
what's old is new again. So let's just revise and recycle.
Hey, it's just like how Nintendo will just sell you a 3DS again. We'll just let you listen to episodes.
Yeah, we'll throw a new in front of the topics, and that's good. We're on brand.
So topic number 1. If we were in Nintendo, what would we do with the Classics line? So we've had our NES Classic, we have our SNES Classic, we have word that Virtual Console, as we know it, as we have come to expect it, doesn't exist. What are we going to do with the Classics line? How are we going to keep pushing this forward? Sean, I'm sure your bullet point number 1 is longer cables.
Definitely.
One of my favorite Facebook threads to read recently. Was that exchange between you? I don't know who's ghostwriting on Bobby's Facebook account, but I mean, it was just like he was there.
Whoever took charge of his estate is doing an excellent job. Got all his passwords, and they know his mother's maiden name to get into all his accounts and stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff.
So there's the rumor that sparks when anytime Nintendo does anything. There was copyright going on about Nintendo 64, so that's that. The speculation that we're going to see a Nintendo 64 Classic next, which I mean would make sense in the terms of the console release schedule. And now let's not say if we don't have a Game Boy or something like that along the way. This is funny we're talking about this because I'm not excited about Nintendo 64.
I know,
but I know there's a lot of people that are, so I don't want to poo-poo on that because this is the internet and everyone can like what they like. People can dislike what they like, so that's all fine and good. But how do we want to push the Classics moving forward? And whenever I've always thought about this before, especially when we were talking about when are we going to get Virtual Console on Switch? What is Virtual Console on Switch going to be? And then people were talking about that they were specifically branding these classic consoles as this Classics line, and there was always that speculation this was going to maybe take away from the Virtual Console. And in terms of a business standpoint, I think it makes sense because why are we going to want to sell you a la carte a $2 game or a $3 game where I can sell you a bunch of games at a good decent MSRP, and probably some of these you probably weren't likely just to purchase on your own. I don't think everyone's running out to buy Balloon Fight. I like Balloon Fight, but I don't think that's.
I play just for the music.
I don't think that's the hottest seller. It's got good music. Iwata, please understand. But my dream would be a class once they first came out and were scarce. I always wanted like a Virtual Console box.
I was just gonna So and actually, when it first was announced, people were there was rumors everywhere that this thing could actually connect to the internet. And Bobby and I remember were just like, this is it. This is what we've always wanted. You can connect to the internet and have all your games come over and have this be your central box to play all of your old games. That to me is like I get why they do it otherwise. Like that's adding costs and all the other stuff. But holy crap, man! Like if that was your gateway into you buy the box for whatever it is, $30 or $80 or whatever. But the real hook is just that's how you get into the Virtual Console store. Yeah,
and now you get perfect timing because you can tie it into the online service coming on this fall, and it can live in that ecosystem there. And I think maybe we're not going to see Virtual Console that way, but at least if you could I want to say future-proof. I don't think that's really the right term here, but it'd be great to, let's say you bought your Super Nintendo Classic, and it comes with, whatever games. And we've got so many people out there just posting how they've, quote-unquote, hacked it and put all these games on it. But what if Nintendo sold you
Why quote-unquote? They legit hacked it.
Yes. Well, because, did they hack it? They just installed the thing.
If they followed some instructions. Well, they took a risk, man.
That's how I hack things, too. Yeah, not that I haven't hacked any of these things, but so I used to jailbreak my phone and all that.
You opened the zip file and it did its thing.
Yeah. So, but what if we could download, if I don't know what price, but game bundles for these classic systems to give you, because I feel like yes, there is some good curation of what the games they've given us, but I feel like there's more there. Come on, it was the biggest thing that got left off of Super Nintendo. One of the biggest games.
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. Now, is that because Square and there's licensing there? But I mean,
can't be, man.
Something like that.
They did the iPhone or whatever, the iOS release.
It's going to everything. It just came to
Steam. Steam is actually what I was thinking of, where it was the mobile port that they put on Steam. Like, come on, guys, get it done.
Yeah. So I see something like that, and I want to paraphrase here that with any of these releases, I think it's important. I want to see a classics cartridge released on Switch as well, because especially when these systems come out and they're impossible to get, and you have to just pray that your system doesn't lock up, or when you're spamming refresh to get onto a retailer, it's just crazy. It's the power of the Nintendo hype machine, because Nintendo can really do anything, and people flock to it. Either the fans or the people that want to make a quick buck. I mean, I still see, I can't remember if I mentioned this on the show or not, I still see on my Facebook Marketplace, I have people trying to scalp Super NES Classics still. And there's still, like, I posted to Matt's Skinny Matt, man, that's like, I saw like 8 of those in my Target today. I mean, so they're readily available, but people are still trying to cash in on it.
I hope people got really screwed on that, man. I really hope they do. I hope they went to town on just like buying 50 of those things, and I hope you lose your house over it, you mother sucker. That's what I have to say about that. But expandable thing. So I think Zach Erickson from the Nintendo Dads has copyright on the package on the cartridge thing. But I think that would sell like hotcakes, man.
I would. Yeah. I mean, I don't have an NES Classic. I think I want to get one. It depends on when they are available this summer. How hard is it going to be? But how easy would I just be like, oh, cartridge, put it in my Switch? I mean,
did you ever play the remix games? NES Remix?
Yes, I had the first one on Wii U, and I'm tempted. I am very tempted to get them the collection on 3DS. But then part of me is holding out that we get them ported to Switch,
right?
Because I would buy them on Switch.
That to me is that was one of the ideas that I had for like what would we do with the classics line. I think there would be almost like a split part where you get like the games as they are, and then you'd have. Or maybe it's a second version of another NES classic with like where there's a remix version, or there is like another because I feel like people would double dip, to be honest with you.
Kind of like what we're seeing a little bit with like they're doing with the Switch Online with the online capable or whatever they're doing with these NES games, some sort of variant where it's not just the original experience but somehow slightly modernized in a way. Yeah, like, and this is about like, so if we really did run Nintendo, like the one thing about it is that it is so pure and simple. Like you get it. It's the box, it's the 30 games or whatever, and the controllers. The second one's impossible to find for the NES. But you get it. Like it makes sense for so many people. So I'm trying to balance like what I would want as an individual, and maybe there's like 7 other people who are like me in the entire world. That's probably overshooting it. But yeah, like but this would be for people who already own the first one. So I don't know, like a version 2 or even just call it a remix. Yeah. Like what I would do with the classics, would there be a classics remix line? Because like they're gonna run out of consoles to classify. Yeah, and I like jumping on with the N64. I mean, I feel like that's going to be a little more expensive to manufacture than what these other ones are. Just the controller alone. I mean, that's a big controller. It's got a lot of components in it. It's not going to have rumble. I mean, I guess it could, but it just doesn't seem practical to me that it would have the rumble features in there. But I mean, are they going to reproduce like to scale the original controller? Are we going to see a more modern version? I feel like people would be outraged if it wasn't the classic claw controller. Well, here's the thing. You talk about the rumble, like the N64 probably has the most potential to earn just a crazy amount of money just on accessories. Like you can add a memory pack in there, you add an official rumble pack, you got the 4 controllers, like you can do all the colors. Like I think that's probably the biggest thing. If I was to get excited about anything for the N64, it'd be to collect all the colors again, or like have different like the transparent one, the see-through stuff, or maybe there's maybe there's the Pikachu yellow one. Like maybe I don't know, man. There could be so many different shells of the. You got to get the purple. You got to get the purple. What's the see-through purple? I can't remember the actual the term. Oh yeah. Oh dang it! I can't. Or they had the green one too. Oh yeah. That's what I mean. Like, and that would because they've obviously figured out the manufacturing of this whole thing. Like they have so many units available for Super Nintendo.
I think
Yeah,
they've just
however
been
many
learning as they
units
go.
they need to make, they make like 500 million less than that.
But they almost need to like return to a little bit of scarcity, I think, if we're really talking about what to do with it. Like, you kind of want people to be rushing out for it, so it's the variants that get people kind of excited for it. Because it didn't exist for the other ones. Like, it was either Game Boy or 64 where you started getting this.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited about this idea, Jason.
What about?
Did I just get excited for the 64 Classic, man? Like, what the hell happened? I was excited about this before.
You've come full circle.
Dang it.
You've come full circle.
Yeah.
Are you like excited about the idea too? If they took the Game Boy and made that completely portable, you know, you just have all the games in and then like the classic Game Boy.
Honestly, that excites me the most. Like, as a kid growing up, my system was a Game Boy. That was all I was really allowed to have. So I had the giant like magnifying glass and the lamp and everything like that, like the whole apparatus going on.
So the advertisement in the back of my comic books that you had that thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, all the things. It was like the last like 4 pages was just like this.
And
stuff
like
that
the
you
button had
on.
the adapters to make the buttons bigger, had the speaker enhancements, the screen enlarger, the light. Oh my god. Yeah,
dude. Like, I remember I would just play with the contrast all the time. I want a decent contrast slider on the side of that thing. That I'm way more excited. My only concern with Game Boy is that they're not going to have enough games on it. For some reason, I just feel like...
Would you combine Game Boy with color? Like, at least those older versions. Like, we'd have Game Boy combined with, like, Game Boy Color, and then maybe...
I think you have to cap it at Game Boy Advance. I feel like that may be a second one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, because that would open up your library a little bit, but then would you allow, like, original Game Boy games to be remastered in color, or would they have to be...
You could flip back and forth? I'm sure you could do that. Hit a button to, like, hit select or something.
I mean, why am I being so speculative? This is, if we ran Nintendo,
yeah, what would you do?
This is how we do it. I mean, we would have, we'd have all these games in there, and you'd be able to swap on the fly. You push a button, you'd hit, like, start, select, and B at the same time, and whoop, the game is in full color now. Oh, now it's back in original mode.
Also...
now you got...
It would be the first classic console that we got that would be portable, so it would have to run on 4 AA batteries. Like, no rechargeable business, no fancy modern tech.
If we learned one thing about Nintendo, we're not going to put no charging cable in there, so it better run on batteries, you know?
No doubt.
You're buying that buying that charging accessory.
Yep. You'll get a second job to do it, too. So maybe there's life here. Maybe there's some life in the Classics line, because when I first read the topic, I'm like, I don't know where we go with this, but let's see. I think there's a lot to be done with the Classics line, as it turns out.
Yeah, I mean, I like to see. There's different ways you can go. I think, definitely you can represent the systems as they were and appeal to that nostalgia and that childhood fun that so many people have for each of these. But then I think you can expand on that and do something a little different too, like your remix idea. Or I think it'd really be cool to see like some unique little Nintendo box and have. I think that's what appealed to me of like Ouya for whatever reason. It was like this little console that was new and weird, and it was just have all this cool stuff on there. Ouya didn't do any of that, but.
It was this already established marketplace and all these games like that. That's the reason why you're like, I don't have to wait for like a launch lineup. It's got all these games. You have Towerfall, of course,
But I think that'd be sweet to have this little box that would play all my favorite Nintendo games from all over the.
If I ran Nintendo, the Game Boy one would have a spot. I feel like it's the only one that you can't make any smaller, like really than the Pocket. Maybe make it Game Boy Pocket sized, and because of that, the games would fit in it. Like, you could actually have a slot in the Game Boy one. Whereas, like, when you miniaturize the NES or Super Nintendo, like, you can't put a cartridge in there. Like, there's no way. But maybe there's a way to make this where it comes with 30 games, or you can put in your own and just play your old collection as well.
Yeah, right? Hey, speaking of Eric Green, he's in the chat. Hello, Eric. He likes my headphones.
We got a shout-out this week.
Yeah, you got a shout-out, Eric.
Which can you turn to the side, show me the logo? Because he showed me his. No, they're not the same.
I don't have a logo.
Nothing.
That's the great part. They're generic.
Same here.
They look like they should have a logo, but they don't, because they're probably knockoffs. But you don't know that. Only I do.
Neither do I. And neither do you.
No. So we've talked about the Classics line. There's more we could do with that, but we have another topic we have to get to from Tim. We don't want to leave Tim high and dry.
Hi, Tim.
Because he took the time to send us this topic. And Tim says, if we're in Nintendo and wanted to create a Nintendo Switch Pro, what are the specs? Not the specs.
What are the specs?
Why do we want it?
Sprockets.
Sprockets.
Here's the time on Sprockets where we dance.
God, this just turned into Flexibles again. What are the specs and why do we want it?
Yep.
Well, we always want the new best things. We have to have upgrade. We want the new shiny. We want the more power. We want the Tim the Toolman Taylor. And I mean, if they put, let's face it, if it's a Nintendo Switch Pro XL edition, new Nintendo Switch Pro XL Red Galaxy edition, you're gonna be all in on that.
Yeah, man.
So we got to have a really weird name because we gotta seal people in with that name first of all, because that just drives marketing. So we gotta have the cool name. Reggie will come out at E3 and he'll drop it. It'll be perfect. I say we bring back the guys from Mega 64. We'll have them involved in the video. They'll make a video for it.
That'd be amazing.
Perfect. It'll be perfect. I think one thing we'd have to see in a Switch Pro, better battery. I want to say better, but I would expect to see longer battery life.
That's funny. I won't argue with that, but I remember it being like this huge thing at the start of.
It was a huge thing.
Is it going to be 3 hours? That's nothing. Oh my God! Why does this thing last 74 hours straight? I want to play whatever. No, it wasn't a huge.
I don't think it's a deal breaker, but I think that's what some people are going to expect. If this is a premium model over the standard, they're going to expect.
Sure. Yeah, and I'll give you that. I feel like every time I watch like a new iPhone release, it's like it's got a bigger, more stronger battery, lasts even longer, and it's like, does anybody notice? Like by the time you get your new phone, like your old one's like it's not operating at its optimal level anyways. So
right. My quick takes, I have the better battery life.
Yep.
I think we're gonna have to see a larger screen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what size I would say, and I think we're gonna see Bluetooth. I would have Bluetooth capabilities.
Yep.
And what I would want to see, because it's Pro, Joy-Cons out of here.
Whoa.
Pro Joy-Cons. Pro Joy-Cons.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got none of these crappy baby thumb knobs that I hate so much.
So do I, man.
I get these nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, the action's just so smooth.
Oh, Rival, there's a free one for you, bud.
So smooth. Oh, look, what's that? You don't like buttons? Getting a D-pad. Get a D-pad on your Pro Joy-Con.
So here's my thing, and Eric Green brings up the point that I like when I saw this, I'm like, the very first thing I thought, and I think everybody kind of thought this too, is they almost made an assumption of what the dock was going to do when we bought the Switch. Surely it's going to enhance the power. Surely it's going to have some sort of like graphics card in there or something that gives it a little boost. Like, why else would you want to have it docked aside from just having it on your TV? How is it going to push out additional resolution, more pixels? I would actually take the route of, I'm pretty sure that the only like real laptop or even tablet that does this, I love what the Surface Book does, where you can take it off and it's a tablet, and then you actually put it back on to the base part, and it gives like there's a graphics card built into the base part, so it actually gives you a little bit of a boost for your visuals. So I would want that. Like, I don't know how much more you can really crank out of the console itself, but I feel like the dock is actually the key to giving you more power out of what's already there, and
that's a good point.
Maybe making it sort of like forward compatible rather than backwards compatible. Again, like all the stuff that Xbox is doing, which, man, they're just blowing it out of the water. I just have to say this. And hi, Dave. It's amazing that Dave, my co-host on the Xbox Drive, is here right now. When you play a 360 game in backwards compatibility mode on an X, it's actually up-resing it and giving you like textures that weren't like upgraded to be in there. And the game, they say the game thinks it's like is playing the same thing. So like there are assets somewhere in these games that with just a little extra horsepower, you can get a vastly different game. And I would really like to see this. This would never happen with Nintendo. That's the thing that's super sad about it all, is they're not interested in forwards or even backwards compatibility at this point. So like I would want, but that's if I ran Nintendo, I would want that dock to really be the thing that sort of like creeps out.
So we'd have a souped up dock with like some sort of, so we could do like dual video. So let's say you had a video card, you have your onboard video that's in the Switch already.
Yep.
We had another. What if you had another GPU in the dock? So now you're almost running in like crossfire mode.
That's exactly it. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Pulls that boost. Would you? And I would think we'd use another version of definitely we'd have to replace the current Tegra chip because we'd have to exploit. We got to move past that. We got to get that out of there so people aren't pirating our stuff. So you have to get the new Tegra chip in there. smaller, faster, harder, stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sue me, Daft Punk. That'll be in there. Because that's the direction I didn't like immediately gravitate was what we could do with the dock, and I like that idea of being able to do that.
What do you think the resolution on the screen is? Like another thing that I think comes up, but to be honest, like I played on the screen and I feel like everything looks so great.
Here's the thing: if you're playing the Switch out anyway, and like you're an avid Nintendo fan, you're probably not a graphics junkie anyway, because you've just come to, I mean, not to be an apologist, but I mean, you're not. If you want bleeding edge, you're probably not playing on a Nintendo platform. Yeah. If you want bleeding edge, you need to have an Xbox One. There's a good podcast that talks about that. I think I've heard of it before. It has cars or something to do with that. But so I feel like you're not gonna. It's not gonna be a big concern. I've played a lot of stuff handheld, and I'm like the 1080, the 720, especially when you're talking about resolution of that scale. It's not, for me at least. It's not.
Yeah, the pixel density is terrific.
Yeah. So, it's all about frame rate for me, really. That's one thing I noticed. Like the frame rate chugs, like Hyrule Warriors, when it shows a couple cutscenes and you got the sprawling scene as it tries to circle in, and it's just like you get some stuttering. Yeah, a little bit. Not like I haven't noticed like during the game, but just when it does those little opening cinematics, it shows like the battlefield.
Isn't that like one of those frustrating things in games? You're like, this is cinematic. Like this should just run. Like if it doesn't run, like you watched it. There's nothing special about my instance of this game that it's not working so well. But it also feels strange to be wanting more power out of the Switch when we are getting such incredible games like squished on there somehow. Like Rocket League looks great. You played Doom. Like I'll never forget. You tricked me. I thought you were playing on PC. Like I mean, that's just my
Sean. My PC is believe me. Okay, my PC. It's way better than that.
Man, you were pushing out some serious FPS on that FPS.
Yeah, I think. For me, when I think of the Pro, I would think of some of the shortcomings that people had from the current console, and we couldn't put voice chat capability like on there because now all of a sudden we're alienating this huge install base that wouldn't have that unless we make them buy some cool looking dongle that might be shaped like a squid and all these cables things. So there's some ground you got to traverse there. You can't go too far out in left field. But here's the question though: why would the consumer? How do we appeal to the consumer? Why do they need this? Is it some people are just they want that cutting edge, they want that bleeding edge tech, they want that, they're okay with that upgrade, the marginal upgrade.
I think that's honestly it. I think so.
You think we're just going to feel? I think
it makes more sense for Nintendo to do it than it did for Xbox or for PlayStation to do it because the Switch is just naturally you're gonna have multiple Switches in the same household. So you can have like the grown-ups in the house, and this is why I like it so much. There's an episode way back in the day when we talked about like who is the Switch for? Is it for kids? Is it for parents of kids? Like there's this new generation of people like us who we grew up with games, and now we want to have this console that does both. And I feel like that's why PlayStation 4 did such a great job this generation. They were that. They had the hardcore stuff. They had the Ratchet and the Clanks and all those like kind of more family friendly stuff. But now, like, the Switch is the real deal. Like people actually want it. So I would want like for me to have the Switch Pro and then one day to pass on the Switch to Lincoln. And I'm sure that would be a similar thing where dads and moms get the grown-ups in the house get the Pro, and because we still want to be playing the same games as our kids, like you're still within the same ecosystem. So it's trying to best like leverage that situation. And then we're seeing that now in the Japan with the dockless Switch.
Yeah,
which is it's them trying to sell more Switches.
There are no plans for it to come to North America.
I know. I may have celebrated a little prematurely, but what else is new?
I think a key point we made up: kickstand support. We'd have to we'd have an improved kickstand for every.
So at what point does this become like the Homer, like the car that Homer made when he was? Like it's got a La Cucaracha horn and like the two bubble.
Yeah, the bubble dome. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're getting there, I think.
Because maybe this is the Game Boy situation too that we talked about, all the different apparati that you have
scratch
built on top
sniff,
of it.
scratch and sniff Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what gets us. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd have to see. Well, I guess the Pro would be of itself, but I'm really looking for more limited edition or special edition variants to come out. Maybe that you would think bundles, but definitely with some of the add-ons like our Joy-Cons and things like that. But
I'd want something in the dock. I'd want to. Okay, I'm going to stick on the dock for a second here. A couple things in the dock. I want a second GPU. I don't want to have adapters for ports or anything. I want to be able to plug my Ethernet directly in there. I don't want to have. I want to be able to easily take out a hard drive. So if I could have like an internal drive, like a laptop drive, I could pop it in there and just have it nice. Oh yeah,
we didn't even talk about storage.
Yeah, like I think that's those are the things that I got really bent out of shape about, was like this giant SD card I've got to try and squeeze in there, and then try and mimic like this. It would be nice to have like this elegant solution where I've got all my games on a big hard drive connected to my dock, and then be able to kind of like swap them back and forth to what's sitting actually on my Switch. That's very anti-Nintendo. Like to actually be able to manage your data in a nice, elegant way. So not Nintendo. That's why we need to run it.
Some way to easily cycle between your nice solid state that you have all your games on and somehow get those quickly onto the Switch's internal memory. Somehow we'd have to have increased total memory, which would allow for we'll have the warp pipe is what we'll call it. That's what transfers the games from your external.
I was looking forward to the Pikmin doing their thing again, like the system transfer and stuff.
We'd have some way to streamline that, and then because we can't. There's no way you can't fit any. There's no way we could put an actual decent. I think you're gonna sacrifice. You don't want this handheld to get huge.
That's the thing.
I don't think we could really We're gonna have to stick with SD cards. I don't think there's any way we can go. We can't put a small laptop solid state drive in there. I think that's just gonna take up too much.
I got it. Space. Second slot. You need 2 SD card spots.
Ooh.
Or just have the whole side of it. Actually, the whole bottom is just a whole bunch of things just pop.
So
pop, 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 pop.
So how my case has the slots for games. This is just gonna be SD card slots instead on the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like Voltron. The more you hook up, the better it gets.
Yeah, we instantly know when an idea is nah, that's not the best.
we just went full Homer.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah, we were wondering. We're at that point now. We've achieved Homer.
It would be really nice though to be able to pick up that dock and feel like this is actually worth the money that I pay for this thing, rather than this being a $90 hunk of plastic. But for it to actually contribute a little bit to the experience, rather than just being a just literally a dock, I guess that'd be great.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, USB ports, the HDMI.
I want supercharging as well. If there's any way to have super fast charging, because that's the thing with USB-C with the Google Pixel. It's you can get a 2-hour charge out of a 15-minute. I don't even know. There's some weird tech that you can get out of charging from USB-C. But maybe that's the other part. How about we actually have it work on real standards, USB-C standards? That'd be nice.
Yeah, and no worries about breaking your device if it's not. Yeah.
We would do that. Okay. Tim, I think we nailed it, man. Also, Jason. I was talking to Tim as if he's listening, but that was awkward because you're the one in front of me.
I can be Tim, I guess. It's all right. It's fine. It's cool. Whatever. I mean, you're gone next week anyway. Whatever.
We're gonna figure it out. It's okay. We got this. Let alone Dave and I got to figure out how I'm gonna where am I driving to? I'm not driving to work. I'm on vacation. I'm gonna go get some.
Looks like time for Johnny to come back.
Oh God, Dave and Johnny on the Xbox drive. God help us.
Worst things have happened, I'm sure.
You got Dave, who doesn't play any games. You got Johnny, who's got a gold PlayStation 4 sitting in his bedroom. So have at it, guys. Mind you, I hate Nintendo, so what am I doing on this show?
That's right. So
everybody knows it.
Oh God, Johnny.
Oh no, he's here.
He's here. Creeping on the chat again.
That's the best.
Oh, I love it.
Oh no, how embarrassing! I would say if I had humility.
Sean.
Hey, Jason.
I don't think we can possibly improve Nintendo stock levels anymore this week.
Yep, they're at least over 9,000.
Yeah, we got to leave a little bit in the tank for next week. Yep. So I think it's time to bring the show to an end. So, people, as always, thank you for watching. If you want to follow the show, it's most active on Twitter. Please follow at If We Ran Nintendo. the whole word, all the letters, all the things. You can follow me. I'm at JW Lacey. Sean is like it's you all know it. You all know it. Sean. He's like Hollywood, but Sean like the Connery, Capri like the pants. I mean, it's an amazing thing.
And you should follow me so that I maybe one day I'll post some selfies of how pink I get when I'm this not feeling great. You can follow us and subscribe on iTunes and Google Play and youtube.com/WeTheNerdy. You can catch Jason on Fluxapose. You're live every Tuesday. That's tomorrow.
I'm live every Tuesday. That's tomorrow.
YouTube.com.
I do Nintendo Shack on Thursdays.
Yeah, man.
Hey, and I promise, listeners, at some point this won't sound so forced. It'll be much more fluid. I guarantee it.
You can catch me on We the Gamercast every Monday and the Xbox Drive every Thursday. Thank you to all our patrons at patreon.com/makeusbetter. Please support us, please. God, my goodness. I would really appreciate it if you guys went over there. Huck us a couple bucks. If you're $3 and above, you're in the show notes. And $10, you're in the executive club with all those cool people like Corey Hicks. Twitch.tv/chicks_18. Nailed it. Didn't even have it in front of my face, Jason.
You're getting so good. You're getting so good.
Well, it took me 100 episodes.
It's like you've done this 100 and a few times
I know.
before.
Please, God, keep supporting us, Corey. Please. Thank you.
Well, we've got TPS reports to file. Come back next week. We'll make Nintendo better.
Credits are brought to you by Donnie. This is an interview with Troy Baker and the Nolan North. Okay, bye.
Bye.
She's talking to you.
No shenanigans. No tomfoolery.
Oh, I like tomfoolery. Can we do some poppycock, maybe?
A little bit of poppycock.
All right.
What about a little bit of mayhem?
Oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you like I tell my 4-year-old. Just don't break shit. All right, how about it?
Oh, good parent.
That's a good fit. That's one to grow.
So, of course, we have here Mr. Troy Baker, Mr. Nolan North. Usually we allow y'all to give a brief introduction if you would like to say. I mean, y'all.
I'm Nolan North, and this
I'm
is
Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Boom. Off and running.
Next.
Y'all can go ahead. Yeah.
Congratulations on being a father.
Hey, thanks, man. So far, it's 3 weeks, and he's still alive, so we're doing okay.
With you now having a son, he could possibly grow up and play your video games. How's that feel? Does it make you feel weird? Do you want him to play those? Is there a particular one you want?
Yeah, like we're going through all of these old games right now, playing through, doing this show called Retro Replay, and I want him to experience, because I think the reason why we play games is because it's overcoming adversity. It's all about meeting a challenge, getting a little bit frustrated, understanding what it feels like to fail.
A little frustrated?
A lot frustrated, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then finally understanding what it really means to earn an achievement, to earn an accomplishment, and to work very hard at it. So yeah, if he can learn that from games, then I will be a very, very proud father. If he finds another way to satisfy that goal, then he can teach me something. I had a huge unlock this last week that I've been so worried about and concerned about the kind of father that I want to be, that I've surrendered that, and I know now all I'm trying to do is focus on being the father he needs me to be. Because I could be the coolest father that I think is what he wants, but if it doesn't matter to him, he could have a completely different need than what I'm prepared for. So I just want to be the kind of father that he needs me to be.
You know he doesn't know you exist, right?
True.
He will.
But now you're like a shape.
Yeah, you're just he smells different.
What you got? No boobs.
Right.